I love when I'm reading scripture and I see something in the passage and I have this moment where I completely identify with what the person is going through and or maybe it's the emotion that they're feeling. And it happens to me again here in Mark chapter 9. Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of In the Word with Brother Charlie. And as we're studying here, we see some amazing things happen. We see the transfiguration. We see Jesus take Peter and James and John and they go up on top of a high mountain. And while they're up there, Peter and James and John meet Elijah. They meet Moses. They get to hear the voice of God say, "This is my son. Listen to him." They come back down from the mountain, and when they come back down, they see that some Pharisees and some scribes are arguing, and there's a crowd, and they're arguing with the other disciples of Jesus, and Jesus gets there and he says, "Hey, what's going on?" And a man comes to him with his son, and the man says, "I brought my son to your disciples, and they couldn't cure him. They couldn't heal him of this possession he has of what's going on." And Jesus, heartbroken, says, "How long will I be with this generation?" And the man says to Jesus, "If you are able, if you can, would you heal him?" And I love Jesus' response. I mean, imagine all of the miracles Jesus has already performed. And Jesus' response in verse 23 is just amazing. This is what he says. He says, "If you can, all things are possible to him who believes." And this is the point where this man's response to Jesus is exactly something that I can identify with. And it's something that I bet you can identify with as well. I want you to listen to the man's response. He says this: "Immediately the boy's father cried out and said, 'I do believe. Help my unbelief.'" Like I said, we can all identify with this father. Our faith is weak. Our trust in him oftentimes is honestly shallow. So a prayer from me, and a prayer that I would encourage you to pray as well, is very simply, "Lord, help my unbelief." And this is something we should pray for daily. And as we're praying for this, I want to encourage you to trust him, trust his timing, trust his process, trust his plans, trust his outcomes, trust him with your past, with your present, with your future. Because he is faithful, he is dependable, and he is true.